Larky.
I think we're on now.
Are we on?
Yeah. Good evening. Good morning. Good evening. Nick here with Carlene. Lucky you guys. My beautiful wife has taken a trip down to Lynn this evening with Larky and 3 chickens.
Chickens too?
Yeah, they get chickens. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they took the chickens.
Yeah, they're taking some chickens.
Okay.
So the chickens are there. I think it's, you know this place. You've been to it before, yeah?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know what it's called, but it's in Lynn. Carlene is not wasting any time here. She's like going straight to the mail.
Right.
Yeah. So without further ado, I will pass you over to Carlene.
I'll give you the $1.
Thank you. $1. Thank you. And you got some cards to read there.
Scarf sales are up more than 60%.
Scarf sales are up more than 60%. Well, that makes sense. When you think?
I don't know.
Well,
A recent survey said Americans consider anchovies their least favorite food.
I can get with that. I don't like anchovies. Do you like anchovies?
I like anchovies in a Caesar salad. You know?
Maybe.
Though it's difficult to do, when asked to name the easiest job, folks said was their photo. What's that word? You can read the whole thing. It's all yours.
What's that first bit say?
I don't know what that is.
It's difficult, although it's difficult to do, when asked to name the easiest job, folks said photographer.
Photographer?
Like, that would be the easiest job.
Oh, all right.
I don't know. I mean,
All right.
I guess we're all photographers now with our phones, but I can't imagine being a war correspondent photographer
That's no good for anything.
is very easy, you know? So
This is
I am trying to find the messages here.
That's gotta go over there.
There it is.
That's gotta go over
I can
there.
see.
And this is gotta get opened. Okay.
Have we to open these, or are these
Yeah.
is it junk?
This is good.
Another one. That last one was from Jan Gerhold. Thank you,
Right.
Jan.
That's enough.
It looks like a bank statement.
I know. Looks like a crock. Yeah. I don't suppose.
Yeah. So there was a lot of chatter online on the webcam, on the yard cam earlier, because a bunch of folks were watching and they saw you hobbling into the house in what looked like a large amount of pain.
Yep.
Maybe you could fill them in on what happened.
Well, we had a job to do at Hunt nursing home, and I misplaced the curb.
The
And
curb,
Yeah, I just fell absolutely sideways onto my side. I don't know whether I'm able to walk or not, really.
Yeah, I think those sorts of injuries, sometimes you can walk immediately, but then 3 hours later, it's very, very difficult, yeah?
Yeah, well, I'm right now, I'm perfectly comfortable.
Yeah, well, you didn't seem comfortable 45 minutes ago.
But it's not going to be comfortable if I try and walk. One of my legs is just not doing that.
Yeah, Yeah. So I don't know, I think when Elizabeth gets back from the job down in Lynn, we'll take a rain check on things and see how it's looking and whether or not we need to make a trip down to the emergency room.
Yeah, I just live at the hospital. It's terrible.
I know. Elizabeth says she lives at the hospital too.
This is awful.
Between going for her own things and going with you,
Maybe we have sort of twin rooms.
You ever thought she probably spends more time at the hospital than you do?
Really?
Well, she takes you to the hospital.
There's true.
And then she's got to take herself to the hospital.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe, but
I don't know.
I don't know. I think we should take a look at it, later and make sure it's okay and all the rest. But yeah, so you tripped over, and then what happens?
I landed on one side,
On your left side?
on my left. That's this one.
Right,
my left
okay.
hip.
Yeah. And what happened then? Somebody pick you up?
I had to be picked up. I could not get my feet under me.
Yeah.
They had their own way of picking me up, and I had my way of getting up, which
Yeah.
wasn't quite the same. But at any rate, I got up, and I couldn't walk a few steps.
Yeah.
But something is wrong.
Yeah. You think there is something wrong?
Well, yeah. I got too old.
Yeah.
I got too old. Oh, dear. Any rate, I don't know whether I'll go back to the hospital or not. What do I do with the dogs?
Take him with us.
Yes.
Elizabeth will be back.
Yeah.
I mean, I think their job, they probably won't get back until,
She's 5:30 to 7 or something.
well, everybody's saying you should get it looked at. She'll get back about 6:30, 7 o'clock, I think. Maybe later. Because it's down in Lynn. Lynn's pretty far away, isn't it?
It's far away.
It's a good distance, especially for Elizabeth.
It's 20 minutes from here because we had to have a house so my husband could get to the emergency room in 20 minutes.
Right, okay. And he worked in Lynn?
And he worked in the Union Hospital,
Right, okay.
which is down Low Walnut.
What is it now?
It was a mental hospital for a while, and then I did the hole in the ground. I really don't know.
It was a mental hospital, then you stopped going, so they changed it.
Right.
Right, I
Right.
see. Anyway, how did the job go down there today? Who was there? How did the job down at Hunt
Went
go
fine.
today? Yeah.
It went fine.
Yeah.
It went fine. She was new at the game.
Oh, that was Marty.
Marty.
Yeah. For you to, I think if you spotted on the camera earlier that there was someone different. That was Marty, who lives in the area and she's one of the volunteers, and she comes and helps when she can. She's super. So she went down and helped Carlene today.
Yep.
Who was it?
Got me back on my feet.
Yeah. Who was there? Was it just you and her and Larky?
Well, the three dogs, yeah.
Let's see. So, next question was, how is Noodles? Noodles is doing great, yeah. He, I think he's pretty excited for the winter coming in. He doesn't know he's excited, but he will be very, very excited to see snow for the first time, because I don't think when he came last year we had any snow, because it was kind of like towards the end of winter, kind of spring kind of time. So I think he is going to love that. We're probably going to have to get him a little coat, because we had another dog who was very fluffy once, and his name was Jackson, and he used to go out fine in the snow, and he was warm and everything, and because he was very fluffy, but he would come in covered in these little snowballs, we used to say he had snowball chaps on when he came in, like he was covered in these little snowballs that kind of attached to his fur like little burrs, and they would sit there. You'd have to pick them off them. They were like little bits of ice that turned into, and he'll. So anyway, I think we'll have to get him a little coat or something to go outside in.
We have a lot of coats.
I'm sure we do.
We have a lot of
I'm
coats.
definitely don't want to buy one. But yeah, no, he's doing super. He's got all his little routines. It's funny, at bedtime, he comes into the bedroom, and he jumps up onto the bed, and he goes for a cuddle with Elizabeth, and then he comes for a cuddle with me, and then he leaves. He goes down and sleeps on the floor.
Fun.
Yeah, because I think he's too warm, actually. I think he gets too warm at night time. He likes to
Could be.
lie on the cold floor to chill himself out a bit. So that's what's going on there.
Okay, what do you got in there?
I'm just looking at the questions. I had a few other things I was going to bring up. Just looking at the questions here. Give me a moment, guys. I'm not very quick at this. Which animals did you take to hunt?
I took the 3 dogs.
3 dogs. So that was Larky, Sizzle, and Penny. Did you have the yuppie puppy?
No.
No?
No, it's heavy.
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
It's heavy.
People were asking who went with Elizabeth to Lynn. Yeah, so I know that, I think earlier Janine put out a request for any volunteers who could make it down to Lynn this evening because we were a bit short-handed. Hence why I'm here. So she went with Corey, that's Corey who lives over at Meredith Farm, and one of Corey's friends, I think from EBSCO. EBSCO are the people who we do a couple of things for during the year, and we bring some animals over there. So they're both from EBSCO. They came over to help with Elizabeth down to Lynn. I think they were going to meet her there. Job.
Is that it?
I'm just looking. Where is somebody? This is Becky Poling saying there's a lot of storms where she is in WV. What's WV? Is that a state? And lots of wind and rain. WV. I've never heard of it. West Virginia.
West Virginia?
Yeah, it must be West Virginia, yeah.
Okay.
I think there's a storms there, and then there's we're due to get rain the next 3 or 4 days,
I hope so.
which is really good because we've had so little rain, and there's been a lot of fires, as I think a lot of people online have been talking about, and it's a strange one because I think the fire is, we called it an underground fire.
There's an underground fire going on.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how that works.
I don't know either, but it's not a good thing.
Yeah, and what I did kind of deduce was it seems to happen when the ground's just really dry. And
I don't know. Pennsylvania is loaded with underground fires.
Yeah, but they've got a lot of coal there. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Why we have it, I don't know.
I think
But
it's
we've had underground fires in Milton before.
Yeah, I think what I could deduce from what I saw online is it's to do with the brush underneath all the leaves and everything just being very, very dry, and something sparks underneath that, and it starts to spread underneath and then come out to the top. So it's quite difficult to put out and it can cover large areas pretty quickly, I think. Although it doesn't look that visible on the top, well, there is smoke, but not a lot of visible flames per se. But hopefully we'll get a good bit of rain over the next 24 hours, and it will take care of that. Somebody mentioned peat bogs. Yeah,
There you go.
which there's a lot of in Scotland. I know that because they farm peat,
Yep.
cut it into bricks and stack it, let it dry out a bit, and use it on the fire.
Okay.
Somebody's under a tornado warning, which isn't good. Be safe, Karen Myers. I know, Fernanda, underground fire, very, very strange. It sounds like something out of a kind of science fiction movie, but apparently it does happen. That's it. I did not make some notes about the fire we had here, which was that there's 500 acres have burned locally.
Really?
Apparently, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't think it means all the trees in those 500 acres burned down, but it's been 500 acres that have been subjected to burning in the Boxford State Forest.
Oh.
But apparently they've got it 60% contained now. So maybe with the rain, it will just take care of the rest of it, you know. So how many were at Hunt today? Somebody was asking. Do you know how many people were there?
14 and 4. That's 18.
18. And I think the visit Elizabeth does this evening, there's quite a lot of people at. I think
Yes.
there's a lot of children and
Yes.
everything. So that'll be maybe
Couple hundred.
a couple of hundred. Really? No way.
I think so.
Wow. Fernanda is asking you if you are in pain.
I'm not in pain. No.
Not in pain unless she walks.
When I walk a certain way, and then it hurts big time. But it doesn't hurt when I'm just sitting around.
Let's see. So Judy Alexander says, when the ground dries out, it creates air channels under the ground, and that air, with the oxygen coming in, fuels fires in the roots and the tree roots.
All right.
So that seems to be what's going on.
Okay.
But yeah, back to the pain. We'll take a look at this, I think, after dinner, and I get to cook Carlene's dinner tonight. Well, and I use the word cook very loosely in this regard. I get to stick it in the microwave, I think.
Yes.
I think that's about it. I think that's it for tonight. We don't seem to have an awful lot of questions. Everybody's wishing you well. So
get well.
take it easy, and they're also all suggesting that you err on the side of caution, perhaps visit the doctor.
This thing came in very handy today because I fell and hit my head, among other things. And there was a doctor there, and he wanted to know if I knew what day it was. And I did because of that. Otherwise, I did not know.
Otherwise, you would have been admitted.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
Did everybody see that? This thing's pretty cool, actually. I want one of these. Like,
That way.
I mustn't pull the plug out. You see? Tells you the time, what day it is, whether it's afternoon or evening or morning. It's pretty cool. No excuse for not knowing what day it is now.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. Okay, hold on.
That's it. Let me just check there wasn't anything else. Yeah, everyone just wishing you well. Take it easy. And we'll check in tomorrow. If we're going to head to the hospital, we'll let you know. And I've got to watch that the microwave doesn't trip the power. Thank you, Joe. And I think that's it. Everyone have a great evening and be safe. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.